Coming at you with a budget of $2.45 in a studio we found unlocked. It's The Wild Card with Aaron Fish.
Welcome to The Wild Card. I'm your host, Aaron Fish. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and the big surprises seem to be coming out of Cleveland. The Cavaliers lost their playoff opener to the Indiana Pacers 98-80, which is bad. But Tristan Thompson also made America feel bad for a Kardashian, which is unforgivable. For those of you who haven't heard, news broke about Tristan Thompson cheating on Khloe Kardashian days before she gave birth to their daughter. Khloe has named the baby True Thompson. Come on, Khloe, isn't that an oxymoron? The best game easily came out of Boston, where the Celtics outlasted the Milwaukee Bucks 113-107 in overtime. Fortunately for the Bucks, the series goes to 7 games, so they just have to hold out a little longer until the rest of the Celtics team inevitably gets injured. Baseball has been seeing some hot starts. Both the Red Sox and the Mets have had the best starts to the season in franchise history. As a Yankees fan, that is not fun to watch. Both teams are over 12 wins and hope to keep the pace with the number of Giancarlo Stanton strikeouts. Finally, for some good news this week, Rex Culpepper, the backup quarterback for the Syracuse football team, who was recently diagnosed with testicular cancer, had a special moment in their spring game on Friday night. In his first and only drive of the game, he led the Orange down the field for a touchdown and was able to celebrate that moment with his team. We at The Wild Card wish nothing but the best for Rex as he continues to fight and inspire fans from all over. Today on the show, we have a very special guest. She is a professor of practice here at Syracuse, meaning she is somehow producing and directing for ESPN while also being the director of the sports communications emphasis here. And she's pretty much in charge of whether I graduate or not. Please welcome Professor Olivia Stomski. Welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So when you graduated Newhouse in 2001, did you ever think in a million years that you would be back here as a professor?
No. I know you're not supposed to ask yes or no questions, but no, I didn't. I always knew that I'd come back to this area. Mm-hmm. I love Central New York.
Really? Even with the snow?
I'm from San Diego, and yeah, I understand.
Even when it is snowing outside in April, you wanted to come back?
Yeah, I didn't think about that part. Right, I'm going to be honest, I didn't think about that part. But I do like the seasons. I love the people. I like the way the air smells coming from LA. That's not saying a whole lot, right? From the smog. So I knew at some point I'd come back to this area. I thought it would be when I would retire, not now. But to answer your question, no. In 2001, when I left here the last time, I didn't think. See, in 15 years, no.
And what has been your favorite part about being a professor?
The students, 100%. There's frustrations. I say I have never been more tired, but I've never been happier. I hope that I haven't hit my best group on my first year. That will be
Come
a big
on,
bummer.
Of course you have.
Right. I'm scared that that's the case, but the bond that I have had with the students and watching the students learn and grow and now getting jobs and figuring out what excites them, and it far surpassed my expectations.
Now, you say that you're tired. I'm sure that a big part of that is managing your job as a producer and director for ESPN and traveling out to LA multiple times a year. What has that been like?
I think it's been a necessity.
Yeah.
It's quite the change for me coming from industry here, not just moving and the actual geography of it all, but the lifestyle. So I think by being able to still do those games, I make jokes that I stay in the industry so I can go and yell at 35 men and then come back and not yell at my students. So they, as soon as I walk in, they're like, oh, here we go, right? But they can handle it. They're adults, and I pay them to get yelled at. That's all a joke. It's been great. It's been tiresome, but it's so helpful for me to stay in the industry, to have my connections, to know as we start changing with technology and practices, that I know that my students are learning the up-to-date, what's actually happening out there, not just what I remember happened 15 years ago. So it's worth it. It's tiring, but I get a lot of grading and a lot of work done on planes, so it's not that bad.
How do you think your students benefit from you working in the industry?
Well, I mean, like I said, I think that because I'm able to connect them with people in the industry, when I have students come in and they say, I want to work in boxing, for an example, I know who to contact, and I worked with that person a few weeks ago, and so it's fresh, and that familiarity is fresh. I think that that's really helpful. Also, when I am constantly looking at reels, I know what my bosses are looking for. I'm being asked to look at reels from other people and to help build reels. So I think that it's helpful for me to stay in the industry for my students in that they're getting real advice. They're getting real criticism and feedback in order to understand what we're looking for in the industry today, as opposed to 5 years ago, and in 5 years it will remain the same.
Now, I know you have been a huge inspiration to me as a woman in this industry. What advice would you give to other women going into the sports world?
Well, first of all, thank you for saying that. You know that I'm very proud of you, so that's quite the compliment. Look, my first thing, and I've said this to you, is to remember there's not a finite number of spaces for us. I think that we are getting more and more women in this industry, that we need to support each other, and for every strong, hardworking, honest, kind woman that we have in sports media, it makes it just this much easier for the next one coming up. And we have to remember that. I think that we have to remember that we're not just reflections of ourselves, but we're reflections of little girls right now that don't even know that they want to sit in these chairs. So I have a story that I met when I was 10, a woman that worked in the industry, and I'm sure she has no idea the impact that she had on me. We have to remember that, and we have to support each other, right? Just because you're successful doesn't mean the next one can't be, and actually it means because you're successful, the next one can be. So I think that that's important. Will you have to work harder? Yes. Will there be obstacles? Sure. Will there be walls? Yes. But we want things that are difficult, right? I mean, it's just a challenge. So, and it's the best job in the world. So you just got to put your head down and decide whether or not you want it bad enough.
Agreed.
Thanks.
Thank you. Speaking of women in the industry, there is one of our favorite girls we sent out into the field yesterday, Anna Connolly. She went into food.com and she interviewed a bunch of people about the NHL players and how to pronounce their names. And let me tell you, they butchered it. So let's take a look at that.
Thanks, Erin. I'm in Newhouse right now, and I have one name of one player from each of the 16 NHL playoff teams. We're going to go around and find out how well people can pronounce their names. Our first player is a player from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Connor, you got this?
I'm gonna do my best. I think it's Slater Koek from the Lightning.
Actually, Slater Cuckoo.
Cuckoo?
Where do you think he's from?
How about Ukraine?
It's not close. He's from Ontario, Canada.
Wow. Oh my God. It's this guy right here. Shane Gostis be here. Let's try Shane Gostabay. Let's try something totally ridiculous.
That's actually pretty close. It's Shane Gostisbehere.
Okay, Shane Gostisbehere of the Flyers.
Where do you think he's from?
Oh, hockey. Let's go Finland.
He's from Pembroke Pines, Florida.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
Matt, the first name we got here, show to the camera, from my favorite team, who's currently probably going to lose the series. How do we say that?
I'm gonna go with Nino Niederreiter.
Yep, that is exactly right. The second one is actually from Minnesota.
So American. Dustin Byfuglien.
You'd think, but it's actually Dustin Byfuglien.
Wow.
Now we got Caitlin and Julia. Caitlin, let's start with yours. How do you say that guy's name?
Nail Yakupov.
You got the last name right, but the first name is actually Nail. And then what about your second name from the Anaheim Ducks?
Francois Bikeman.
It was close. It was close. He's from Quebec, and Francois was good, right, but then it's Beauchena. Beauchena. Okay, Julia, what about your first name?
Luca Spissa.
Yeah, pretty close. Luca Sabiza. He's Vegas. Where do you think he's from?
I have no idea.
He's from Italy. Oddly enough, I didn't even know they played hockey there, but I guess. And your second name, how about that from Nashville Predators?
Jose Saros.
You got the last name, Saros, and then the first one is actually Yusa. Yusa. Where do you think he's from?
Somewhere like Nordic.
He's from Finland.
Okay.
I'm here with Tracy now. Tracy, your first person is from the Caps. How do you say his name?
Christian Hoos.
It's actually pretty close. It's Christian Uus. It's pronounced like a Y. Okay, and then second one, show it to the camera. He's from the Sharks.
Anthony Bibio.
That was close. This is close. Antoine Bibo. Where do you think he's from?
San Jose.
Where do you think he was born?
Oh, out of the country.
That's a good guess. You're not wrong. He's from Quebec. You're not wrong. All right, Gail. First guy is from the Bruins. How do you say his name?
I'm going to go with Matt Zelich.
That's what I said. I thought it was that, but it's actually Matt Grizzlick.
Grizzly.
Where do you think he's from?
Ukraine.
Nope. Charleston, Massachusetts.
Wow.
What about your second guy? Where's he from? Oh yeah, he's on the Leafs. How do you say that? That's a hard name.
Nikita I got. That's definitely his first name. Zaitsev.
Close. It's actually Nikita. You got that right. Zaitsev. Where do you think he's from?
Russia.
You got it right. Hey, there you go. He's from Moscow. All right, Dan. First one there is from the Pens. How do you think you say it?
Patrick Hornquist,
Yep, exactly right. What about the second one? He's from the Kings, my favorite team.
like Adrian Kemp.
Actually, I thought for the longest time it was Kempe, but it's actually Kempe. Kempe. I don't know about that series. Caps are good.
I got Oliver. Zorkstrand? Probably not close.
No, not close. You want to try again?
No.
I don't even know how the phonetic spelling works. By Yorkstrand?
Yorkstrand. By Yorkstrand. He's definitely not from the United States. I can say that. Definitely Europe. Like Netherlands or like a Denmark or like a...
Wait, you got it. He's from Herning, Denmark.
Wait, really? That's sick.
What about your second one?
Travis Zavak.
You think so? Travis Zajac.
Zajac. I feel like this might be America, so I'm going to say like LA.
Close. From Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. All right. Yeah, it's kind of like America.
All right, now we are going to play a little game called Read My Lips. And Professor Stomski is going to have to listen to these sayings that I have with the headphones on. She's not going to be able to hear me at all, and she's going to try to read my lips and what I am saying. So go ahead, put the headphones on.
All right.
Can't hear me at all, so you got to make sure you turn it up. So you can't.
Can.
All right, so turn it up. Can you hear me? Can't hear me.
I cannot hear.
Can't hear me. Okay, we're good. All right, what she doesn't know is that these are all sports sayings. So, it should be fun. All right, you ready? Good. No pain, no gain.
Go back to bed.
No pain, no gain.
Let's go one more time.
No pain, no gain.
Still looks like go back to bed.
No pain, no gain.
This is hard.
All right, we'll go on to the next one. You're killing me, Smalls.
That one's easy. You're killing me, Smalls.
Got it. She got that one.
I probably say that. That's
Yeah.
why.
Maybe she'll figure out that these are sports sayings. Just do it.
Just do it.
All right, maybe she's catching on. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. I'll say that one again. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
It looks like Larry has loose shoes. I don't know who Larry is, but he has loose shoes.
All right. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
I got clear eyes, full hearts.
Come on. You gotta know the show.
Something snooze? Can't lose? Oh, I know the thing. Can't lose. I should have known that one. I'm like,
Maybe
snooze?
All right,
Okay.
all right. There's no crying in baseball.
No crying in baseball.
She's got
I
it.
saw trying, and I'm like, there's trying in baseball. Okay.
All right. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Are you catching on? Are you catching on? She can't even hear that. All right.
Was I supposed to get that one? Oh.
All right. Last one. Fish and Yvonne are my favorites.
I got fish fry in the beginning.
Fish and Yvonne are my favorites. Fish and Yvonne are my favorites.
It looks like fish fries are my favorites.
Close. Fish and Yvonne are my favorites.
Fish?
Fish and Yvonne are
Can
my
fly.
favorites. Fish
Fish?
and Yvonne are my favorites. Fish and Yvonne
Now I just need her to tell me.
are my favorites.
I know what this is. Fish and Yvonne are my favorites.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
All right, that's it. You got
take
it.
these off now?
Yes, yes, you got it.
How bad was I on the
No,
first
you
one?
were good. The first one was no pain, no gain. I wasn't sure if you were catching on that they were all sports sayings.
No, I wasn't. After like the third, I was like, I feel like I know all these. She's saying stuff either I say or she's saying some coaches say. So then I
So,
forget it.
I mean, this is why you know them, because,
Yes.
you know, you are a sports person.
This is true. So that's probably why I got most, like the, crying in baseball.
I figured it would make it a little bit easier on you.
It did. It did. Except I feel like the ones I bombed big.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like the go hard or go home.
But
I
that's what
won,
makes it
but
funnier.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for having me. That was fun.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
This is unfortunately our last episode of The Wild Card. Thank you for tuning in the last couple of weeks. Stay wild.